Hello, everybody. Seth here, Sonic Promos. I do officially want to welcome you to our new and improved, well, hopefully it's improved. It depends on the host. New webinar. This one is 30 minutes. Things have changed a lot in the last month or so. As you all may have remembered, we won an award for our 20-minute webinar. And once that happened, life really changed. We were getting into restaurants we never got into before. And the network came to us and said, listen, we really like what you're doing. It needs to be longer. We need it to be at least 30 minutes. And at the same time, we need less of it. So we'd like for you to move it to a quarterly series as opposed to every month. And we said, sounds great. Where do I sign up? So for the next 30 minutes, I'm here. You're actually going to see me. You're probably going to see me doing, things you don't normally see. We're really pulling back the curtain here to bring you a webinar that we hope you will really enjoy. So without further ado, let's get started. This is 30 minutes to smarter swag. We've changed the format from 3 periods to 4 topics that we cover. We will be talking about what's new and trending. We also want to talk about ways that you can make it work for you, for your organization. We want to try to give you the insider's angle on what we see, what we hear, what our clients are asking about, and then talk to you about ways that you can start to put this into practice for you. So let's get started here. If you've got any questions, a quick reminder, don't hesitate to fill in the chat bar with your questions, and we'll answer them along the way or at the end of the webinar. So let's get to it. So what have we been asked for this in the start of this month already? These are some of the trending requests that we've been getting. Hopefully you've heard of the Bog brand of bags. These are a PV style bag. Really, really popular. People want these. They've been asking us for them. They're great for all sorts of uses. Go to the beach, run errands, go to the pool. It is been tremendous brand exposure, and we are getting requests for items like this and items like this pretty frequently right now. There's also been a request, probably because it's negative, 100 degrees out right now, but there has been requests for heavyweight apparel, items that actually have some feel to them. While it's disappointing to me to hear that the Tri-Blend t-shirt is not as popular as it once was, more and more people are asking for items that give off more of a premium feel. And so that's where heavyweight apparel is coming into play. People are asking for Champion sweatshirts all over again. It's the 90s, apparently. So if you are not sure about what might work for you for apparel, definitely want to consider looking at heavyweight apparel brands. It is definitely a major shift. And we are consistently getting a lot of requests for high quality personal audio. We're talking about earbuds and headphones. We're talking about Apple, or Bose, Beats, Anchor, you name it. We have been putting in requests for them. We have been providing clients with these options. And the great thing about them is that there's tons of product that's available in all sorts of price points. So if you need it, let us know what you're working with, and we can find you some solutions that are going to work. The people are looking in general across all 3 here. The real trend is quality. Genuine quality products. People are not looking for the least expensive item that they can get anymore. In fact, a lot of times they'll pull all of their resources together to focus on that one core item that's really going to get some impact and get some response. All right, so the other thing that's been popular, it always happens around the start of this year now because the year's over. There's, national sales meetings are coming up. Sales kickoffs are coming up. Years of recognition are happening. And so we are consistently getting requests for what we would call collectible recognition. So it's not just, lapel pins that's a pin. It may not seem like much to the person who's buying it, but to the people who are receiving it, these are valued items that people wear, they show, they have pride about them, and we are consistently working on requests for, whether it's custom or whether it's stock, whether we're taking something that is, as simple as perfect attendance. Who wasn't somebody in school that got one of those perfect attendance awards? Well, I certainly was not one of those people. But there are people out there, and there are ways to recognize them. And whether it's something as simple as a recognition of like a lapel pin, or something like these perpetual awards that you see, where you're taking one award that you can consistently add years of service to, so that you're not buying the same, $250 award time and time and time again. You can give something to people that they can actually use and display and feel really good about. These work really well because they're part of a system. These perpetual awards, again, you give the first award out, but in the years that come, you can just give that piece to add to it, and it really makes a great conversation piece. So the idea of recognition and achievement is important. It costs a lot more money to bring on new staff than it does to retain the staff that you've got. So it's important to make sure that you're recognizing them as well. So these are really popular right now. If you're not sure, how to design something, our team can certainly work with you on what that could look like. All right, and then another trending request has been leak-proof water bottles and drinkware. How many people have had a situation where they've had a bottle that's been in their bag and thought it was leak-proof, or the lid was supposed to be, this super-de-duper locking lid, and now what you've got is a bag full of coffee or orange juice? Leak-proof water bottles and drinkware are at the top of a lot of our clients' lists right now. Everybody wants the name brands. So brands like Owala and Topple have been made specifically to alleviate some of these challenges. They've got better mechanisms, quality seals, made to be branded. So if you're looking for an upscale drinkware option that people are really going to appreciate, as opposed to maybe just giving them a cup, then talk to your brand account manager, and they can help you to take a look at what some of these items look like. Inventory is consistently moving on these items, so it's important to know when you need them. If you're not sure, you can work with your account manager to determine when that inventory is going to be coming, and then you can work to insert it into a program that's going to work for you. Okay. Gosh, this new system, there's no breaks here. I mean, I just got to keep going. So what else is everybody asking for? They're asking for mini everything. They're asking for mini drinkware, mini bags, even mini speakers. I've even got a little mini speaker that you can attach to your bike while you're riding around. So the idea that it has to be bigger is better is not really the trend right now. If you are familiar with people who are into, collectibles like the Labubus, people like to attach things to their bags. So this is where a lot of these items come in. If you think about the Trader Joe's bags, for example, people are actually buying those, right? They're not just giving them away. They actually want them. So now, so much of the items that people have been ordering have a mini me that they can add into the mix, that they can, that might be well received from people to add on to their branding. So, the mini hydro flask bottle, super cute, super popular. Obviously not something you would want to take on a 20-mile hike, but certainly something that's fun and functional at the same time. All right, so now we're going to move a little bit into the section about what we say making it work. And what we've really been trying to do with clients is encourage them to shift their perspective a little bit. We don't want to think of promotional items as freebies, but instead you want to think of them as a lifestyle item, something that is part of what they normally do, whether it's at work, at home, at the hockey game, out and about. When you're able to incorporate an item that they are using on the regular, it begins to become part of their everyday process. And at that point, you are getting multiple recognition, lasting impressions, cost per impression goes down, consistency in brand. And so if you can start to shift your mindset a little bit that we are trying to, insert ourselves into places where we want them to think about us, then you're going to be a lot more effective with the marketing and outreach that you're doing. Make sure I got everything here. Great. Okay. So making it work. One of my favorite questions to ask people is, where do you want people to be when they're thinking of you? It seems so simple, because if you are trying to target people who are, working in construction out in the field, you're probably not going to give them a ceramic coffee mug. Right. So when you think a little bit more about what they are doing and where they're going to be when they're thinking of you, you can place an item in a more appropriate place. So when that need comes, there you are. So some, real quick examples that we like to talk about. Maybe you're working in home services, heating, plumbing, HVAC. You want to, maybe you're a builder. Where are people making some of those major decisions? It's in the kitchen. That is where they're talking about, oh, do we want this? Do we want this? From experience, I can tell you it's in the kitchen. So if you can put a well-positioned item in the kitchen to provide that ongoing recognition and name recognition, that's going to help to, again, keep you top of mind. Maybe you're working career development. We talk a lot about desktop real estate and that the prices of desktop real estate continue to increase. But if you can find a way to get yourself onto a person's desk, the amount of impressions, the amount of added insight that they can get from just you being in front of them is going to help you when the time comes that they're going to need you. And then at events are great for turning people into walking billboards. You can do that with a bright colored shirt that you give out to people, or maybe you're giving out a hat that you want everybody to wear. Sometimes people buy those giant overstuffed bags because you'll go to a conference and they'll usually give you a small bag. And after 5 tables, it's already filled. What do? You need a bigger bag. So give people a bigger bag and they're walking around and everyone's like, where did you get that bag? Oh, I got it at the Sonic Promos table. And here they come. So again, thinking about ways that you can help to keep your name in front of people and also have them help you to keep your name in front of people is really the key to making successful promotional marketing work for you. All right. So, budgets are tight. It really matters right now how you're spending your money. And so the idea, of doing 5 of something that is, a couple dollars is not really the best practice anymore. You're better off trying to invest your money in one premium product that's going to get used so that you, again, are getting a better chance that they're going to hold on to it and work it a little bit more into, their ongoing daily routine. And so it's, sort of a callback to looking no further than the items that we've already discussed a little bit. And that includes, heavyweight apparel, the bog bags, high quality auto. Those are the things that are trending right now. And so look to those as a way to manage your budget and still feel good about what it is that you're handing out to people. All right. I want to talk a little bit about how to put things into practice. And we talk about that every product must have what we say is merch potential, right? Is there a chance that something that you give out is something that people are actually going to really want? You're going to be able to increase the perceived value. And so there are lots of different ways to do that. And especially if you can give it that retail slash, merch impact, then it's again going to look less like a promotional product and a sales tool and more like something that people are really going to want to use and wear on a regular basis. So for example, hopefully now you've started to see this new trend in headwear decoration, which is the upside down arch. I know I went to the beach and pretty much every beach store had these hats. And so that is a retail focused design that people associate again with a little bit more of a higher perceived value. I mean, it must be, so much more difficult to embroider words upside down than regularly. It obviously has more perceived value. Doing things like adding some additional decoration or some impact decoration on apparel, things like adding patches or a branded inside wash care tag. Is that the critical? Is that the term, inside wash care tag? I don't think so. But care instructions. You can do custom tags that you can replace the tags on apparel, so you can give it a little bit more of that upscale impact. You can see the patch down at the bottom of the shirt there, and even putting decoration on sleeves. Again, helps to increase the value, gives it a little bit more of a retail impact, and something that people are going to have more of a higher perceived value. And then drinkware. So often we have clients who want drinkware. They want the logo, standard location, right in the middle of whatever the item is. Not thinking about, well, are you a left-handed drinker or are you a right-handed drinker? Because if your logo's, facing you, then it's not facing out. And so maybe you want to consider putting your logo on both sides. Well, what about when that mug is being drank and somebody's sitting right across the table from you? Maybe you want to utilize the bottom side of the mug, or even, putting the design and glassware at the bottom, so that when you finish your glass, you can see some sort of message at the bottom of that glass. There are so many ways that you can increase that, and we keep saying it, increase that perceived value of the items by taking advantage of the decoration options that are available. And again, move it from just looking like a standard, one color imprinted item to something that you could have just as easily bought at the store. All right. Okay, so here's something. This is a fun game we would like to try to play. You got 3 pens here. Can you spot the difference? I'll give you a minute to look. Take it all in. Right? Well, okay. So the goal here is to show you that we've got 3 pens, and while they might look somewhat similar, they are very, very different from one another. Okay. One of them writes really, really well. One of them smudges really, really well. And one of them breaks after the 3rd or 4th click. But that's not something that you would know by going online and picking out this pen. This is probably one of the most common pens, and it's got 17 different names. But at the end of it all, the idea is still the same. But again, the quality of the item is very, very different. The imprintability of the items, very, very different. You can see some of these can support a 1-color imprint that's only going to be about 1/4 of an inch tall. You've got another one that can support an imprint that's going to be able to go about halfway through. And then you can even do more of a full wrap. So, yeah, decoration is different, but most of these pens can support variable decoration. The key, again, comes down to the quality of the item. So if you see one of these pens that shows that it's selling for 79 cents and you see another one that shows that it's selling for 39 cents, they're not the same pen. And you'll know it as soon as you got it in your hands. And the best way to avoid something like that is to work with real brand marketing professionals who know and understand the difference between those items. People like the ones who work at Sonic Promos. See how I work that in there? So again, not all products are created equal. All right, even when they look like they are online. Putting a great brand name on a bad product can really impact consumers' opinions of you. You don't want to give somebody a bag and the zipper is breaking, at one time. So it's important for our clients to know that when we're giving them product ideas, it's because we know that the product is good We know that the manufacturers are good. We know that we can rely on them for both product quality and reliable customer service. Mistakes do happen. If you don't have a good relationship to be able to solve those mistakes, then not only are you going to have a broken pen, but you're probably going to have to go back and buy another set of pens because you weren't happy with it and you can't get it resolved. So again, important to understand that we here at Sonic are really want to make sure that we're looking out for you and providing you with the best quality product every single time. And if you're not sure, ask us for a sample. We encourage you to ask for samples. We would like to put samples into your hands. You want a regular sample, we can get you a regular sample. You want one branded with your logo to approve for a larger order, we can help with that as well. And again, we encourage you to do that. So let's talk a little bit about bringing it all together. I thought it would be worthwhile to share with you an example of an actual project that we have been working on for several years with one of our favorite clients, Southern Management. For as long as we've been working with them, they have really invested a lot of money, time, effort, programming to bring people into the fold at their company. The culture is really important. And the best way to do that is by telling a story. And so over time, we've worked with them for a number of years to help them to put together kits that are provided to new hires as part of an ongoing learning and development program that they have been building for years. These are some examples of the items that we've done with them. I think you've probably heard me talk about the playing cards, which was an item that we won an award for a few years ago. They're totally custom. Each one has different information about their community, about what their core values are, tell stories about some of their people who've been working with them for a lot of years. We also put, a variety of items in there that they can use along the way to help support that learning. One of my favorite items is the journal there. And so this sort of goes to the point of talking about a little bit about journals in general. And that is many times people are in such a hurry with journals that they go for a logo on the front, and that's about it. When you actually have so much more room that you can work with. You can print on the front, you can print on the back, you can print on the inside, you can print the belly band. And one of my favorite things is the ability to print branded pages, insert pages that you can use to tell the story about the company. And here is an example, a little bit more of that deconstructed, if you will. And if you've got messaging that you want to tell people, journals with custom inserts are a great way to do that. You have the ability to insert a checklist. Maybe you're doing training for people and you want them to check off what they've completed. You can insert a QR code into the messaging there. They can scan it for a video if that's something that you want to share with them. But you have a lot more room to work with than just the front cover. And once people start writing on a journal, it becomes part of their process. There's nothing more valuable than putting pen to paper. And so having information about the company that they can consistently fall back to and refer to along with their own notes has been really, really successful and vital to the overall success of their program. So I thought that would be helpful for me to share with you. And so if you want to learn more about how to customize journals, please don't hesitate to reach out to your account manager. All right, it's time for one of our bring-overs from the last series, and that was what's on my desk. So I'll blow myself up a little bit. I've got a few things on my desk here. Let's start with you probably know, I've probably mentioned this before, that I'm a big fan of Sheetz, which is I mean, to call it a gas station is offensive, but it is it's a higher end gas station. They've got food that's made on demand, and they're one of my favorites. Not because, I mean, there's so many reasons. They have a great app. I love it. it's a friendly company. They know how to engage with people. They're getting all this free advertisement out of me. And I did it for this Sheets Freak keychain that I recently got. I mean, look how cool it is. It's rubberized. So like from a promotional product person talking about a free giveaway, this is a quality keychain. It's very well done. And in future, I'll show you the fanny pack that I just picked up. But this is my Sheets Freak keychain. Okay, what more can you say? I also have my Power Snap. This is one of my favorite items. It's 5,000 megahertz. It's enough to charge your phone, and it's got a little flip on it, and it just goes, well, I hid my phone so it doesn't ring, but goes right into your phone. You can walk around with the little mini power bank on the phone. It's got dots on the back here that keep track of the charge. It requires a C plug. It's got a nice full color imprint area on it. And I think probably the piece that I like the most is one piece minimum, which is great. I'd like for you to buy 100 or 1,000, but for the right audience, if you need something, here it is. It's a really good item. I may have mentioned that we got a new dog. We got a puppy, Miss Maple Sausage. Maybe you've seen some pictures of her. And she is amazing when she's sleeping. When she's not sleeping, she is loud and she likes to bark. And that was perfect for this set of noise canceling earbuds that I received recently. It's got a nice full color imprint on it. Comes in this little case with recycled content, recycled material. And looks like this. Here it is, little piece here. And it comes with several extra little buds on this nice little case. Here they are. See, look at that. The buds are even stuck on the little post here, so you can't lose them, which is really smart. And then they go in here and they go in your ears, and they're awesome for a nice little price point. Fits in your pocket. Great for events. Maybe you're sponsoring a sporting event, or you're taking people to a concert and you want to do something fun. Or maybe you're have people who just got dogs and they need to tune things out. Really great item. And then last but not least, because we are coming up on Valentine's Day. Look at this. Look at this. This is a chocolate heart box. Okay. The lid comes off. So we brand the lid. Okay. Excellent. And inside are 3 beautiful truffles. I'll just let you know how they are. Really good. I'm going to send this exact one out to somebody. It's a reminder that we do lots of great food gifts. We're getting a little tight on Valentine's Day now, so you might have to think about it for something like March or April. We can certainly do jelly beans for the spring, but talk to us about putting together some items like that. All right, we're coming into the end here. Look at that. $229. Perfect. Are there any questions? Ask them now or forever hold your peace. All right, well, I want to remind everybody, if you don't have any questions, that we are here and available for you. You can take a look at us always on social media. We want to encourage people to check us out on all of our social platforms. It's where we share what's latest and greatest for you. And if you have any needs coming up, don't hesitate to reach out to your account manager or me, and we can make sure that you are taken care of. That is the end of our 30 minutes to Smarter Swag. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Just a quick reminder, our next webinar will not be until Q2. So if you are going through any withdrawal, don't hesitate to go back to YouTube and check out our previous webinars, or schedule a meeting with me, and I'll be happy to share with you how we can help to support you and your programs in the future. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you all soon.